Yo, I'm back. Okay, so this is like one of my favorite books. I like the content in this book, and I like it's by Alexander L. Blackwood. It's called A Manual of Materia Medica, Therapeutics, and Pharmacology. It's a cute little book. It's nice. I mean, you could just throw it in your pocket. I mean, you gotta have kind of a little bigger of a pocket, but you can just throw it in your pocket. As you can see, the binding is all jacked up on this one. It's an older book, and these Indian books kind of fall apart, so I just put some gaffer's tape on it. You know, wrote the name down so I could find it in my library. And by the way, get gaffer's tape if you got books that fall apart. It works really good. But again, you can see it's falling apart in here, so I had to just put some, what do you call that kind of tape? Scotch tape or whatever. Not Scotch tape, but that like packing tape. But this is a cool old school remedy book. It's not perfect. It's let me see when this was published. And this is old school. This is like, you know, in the U.S. when homeopathy was something. You know, when it was like respected and developing and growing. It was like it was a really strong field here, and it's like 1906, around that time, 1922, right? And it's I like how they have these prefaces, because you could tell when the book was written by the prefaces. I think every book should have a little preface with the date on it, because you never know what's going to happen, and if you're the author, you want to know when you wrote this book. And so we know it was around like the 1910s, 20s, you know. Anyway, so it's got a cool little area in the beginning that talks about poisonings, different types, and how to handle it. It's a very practical book. And then it goes into the remedies. And what's cool about this book, it's just very simple. It's just like really to the point. It doesn't you know, fuss around with what it's. This book is not certain things. It's more like there's high potency homeopathy, and then there's herbology, right? Well, there's like that kind of low potency homeopathy, and this is what that is based on. I mean, most of the remedies that he recommends, I like how there's the preparations area, the descriptions, for example. You kind of see that, I think. And if you look, you can see that there's a preparations area, like right there, and they tell you what potencies that they have experience with. I think that's totally cool. I mean, if an author has an experience with a 200C, you should say it. If you have a 1X experience, you should say it, you know. So this one, for example, it's 1X to the 6X. United States Pharmacopoeia, and dosage of the pure acid, and it gives an amount. I don't know how to, you know, kind of translate that. I got a list, but, you know, it's like grains or something. They have like this kind of old school style that they used to use. Anyway, yeah, other remedies, it's like 1 through 3X, and it just goes on and on. Or if it's like just an herb, you know, if it's used as an herb. So I like that, and I like the way he also kind of presents remedies. So, for example, there's a physiological action. Well, so we're going to look at aletris, okay? Aletris, farinosa. So, aletris is, it tells you like where it's from, you know, what kind of family it's from. Mother tincture is prepared from the fresh plant, and it basically wants you to use 5 to 20 drops of the mother tincture. That is so cool. I mean, yes, say 10 to 20 drops or 5 to 20 drops. People just, I don't understand. It's like you're writing a scientific book. You know, people should be talking about that, you know, from their experience. I mean, that's one thing. I just did a review on Liz Lawler's book. You don't hear any of her potency selections. Kind of like that's useful, you know, that kind of gives you an insight. You know, if she's using 30Cs, 12Xs, 10Ms, I don't know. Okay, so just read a little bit about this. This remedy is indicated in cases of anemic and choleritic girls and women who suffer from uterine atony. They are continually tired and complain of weariness of mind and body. There is prolapsus of the uterus with endometriosis, lacoria with sterility. I mean, this is great. I mean, how many women would benefit from that remedy, right? Just using that to basically fix uterine problems. Like endometriosis, that's like so prevalent, right? Oh, by the way, the common name for that for that remedy is stargrass. Anyway, it should be remembered in the anemia and chlorosis of young girls in whom the menses are scanty and the patient borders on hysteria. Okay, so I mean, from a Chinese perspective, you're looking at someone that is not very grounded again. You know, their endocrine glands are having, or their lower chakras, their survival chakras, the grounding chakras are not balanced. So you're looking at kidney problems or kidney energy problems, you know, spleen issues, right? So all this is kind of connected if you can analyze the case properly. You know, the blood, right? So there's anemia. So what is that? Liver, spleen, stomach, maybe stomach. It improves the general condition of the patient, assisting in overcoming sterility. When the appetite is increased, the digestion is improved, and the examination of the blood from time to time shows an improved condition. So that's interesting because this basically increases their appetite so that they're digesting better. So yeah, like the stomach, it's bringing food in now. It's making that grounded energy pull the food from the mind down, you know, from the mouth. They look, they're hungry, they're excited about food maybe. So again, I like the real practical approach. It's very physical, doesn't get into the mind level too much here. But it's a really cool book. I love the binding. I love the way it feels. Even the inside binding has held up pretty good. I bought a new version of this for a friend for a gift, and I didn't like the way it was set up as much as this. This is a very cool book, and it's dear to my heart. It's like a $10 book. I probably got it for like $5 way back when. Here you go, $4.95 I got this for. Very cool. Thank you, Alexander L. Blackwell. You are the man.